Hello, YouTubers, fellow subscribers. See it over here. I wanted to talk to you guys today about how you protect your head. Haven't talked about the protection of your torso and your hands. I wanted to continue the series of talking about the other parts of the body, and I would be remiss if I did not talk about the head. You lose a lot of heat through your head. And those of us who are follically challenged got to be especially cautious. So, what I want to talk about today is you going out in very cold temperature. I'm talking below 40 degrees. So for us down here, anything below 40 is cold because we've got humidity above 60% or more. So that bad boy just bites through you, okay? It doesn't need to be 30 in Houston for you to feel really cold. I mean, I've been to Colorado where it snowed and it was 18 degrees and it felt warmer than when I'm here in Houston in the 40s. So just to let you guys know that in these different climates, don't take the temperature number for granted. Focus on what's going on with the moisture in the air, because that bad boy cuts through you. So it gets below 40 degrees and I'm gonna be out there for hours and it's gonna stay below 40 degrees. I start thinking about my noggin. Okay, so I have several options here. This is a skull cap. You can get it from any vendor. Many people make them. You know, it's old school, but I'm sure it's been around. This bad boy will seal, and you can see I pulled it all the way over my ears. I wear this even when I'm off the bike and it's cold. If I want to go outside, run or go to the park, whatever, I wear this. I don't play around with the cold weather. I hate being sick. It sucks. Okay, so I'm really anal about that. And you can see this bad boy provides coverage, like one size fits all. I think this one was made by Pearly Zumi. Cover your head, man. You take a helmet if you're riding, you're set. I mean, it disappears. You're done. You know, you put your glasses on. Usually my glasses can slip right under there and I'm ready to go. Let's see, what do I have here? So if you're wearing your glasses, they just go right under there. Some people put their glasses over the straps, whatever works for you. I usually like to feel the handles over my ear. That will work, whatever's comfortable. But that's basically, that's one example. I'm gonna go through a few others here to give you options. Let me take this helmet off. So if it's really cold and windy and you have an aero helmet, this is the same one I used in the rain, boom. Nice little tub on your head. Blocks the wind. I got one hole to deal with. You know, I've never had to bother covering that. You know, I never ride where it's just super cold. You know, but this makes a difference. Now, sometimes with this, I get out there and I start riding, depending on how fast we're going. I need to do this a lot of times. I need to lift this bad boy off my ears because I get too warm. You know, so you don't need too much stuff. Because once you start riding, your body will heat up. But you gotta have some coverage on your head. So that's one example there. You've got, that's a skull cap that I did. I'm gonna set that to the side here. And let's say that's another skull cap. Well, we're not gonna bother putting that one on. Let's say it's cold, it's windy, whatever. This is similar to the skull cap, but it's like a combination of a skull cap and it protects your neck, also known as the balaclava. I'm gonna put this one. This is made by Sportful. This ends up looking a little extreme. A lot of skiers wear this as well. You know. It leaves out basically this area here, but you protect your neck because, you know, this is where you can feel cold because the jersey only comes up so far. Just a little collar, you know, so you can protect your neck. So in this one, if you want to wear this on a day where it's going to stay 40 or below, it's going to be cold the whole time you're out there. Then you don't have to hassle with taking it off and all of that. So this is really great. This is not so great if you wear it on a day where 30 minutes or an hour into the ride, it's gonna warm up because you will be uncomfortable because it gets too hot, okay? And you know, at least for me, I run hot, so it doesn't take much. And if you're gonna be really hammering you really have to think twice. Do I really want to wear the balaclava? This is great for like a steady ride day. If you're going to be riding with a group where the pace is going to change a lot, you may not want to wear the balaclava in that instance. You may want to consider either wearing the good old cycling cap, okay? Because right here, your ears are out. And once you start going hard, the first thing that seals your heat, if these are covered, you get real hot. The first thing you want to do is relieve that. And I'm talking from experience where I wear a wool cap like this, which is very warm and starts out, everything's great. And I start to ride and all of a sudden I start getting uncomfortable. And the first thing I do, I want this bad boy off my ears. Okay, that's why the cycling cap. So you got to think about what kind of ride you're going to be doing. Tempo or higher. You don't want to dress too warm. You know, you want things that are flexible, so while you're on the bike, you can just flip this up. You know, that's easy. Or this other cap that I used in a wet ride the other day. It has the same little thing that goes over your ears that you can just flip up. So you have to put some thought into the kind of ride you're going to be doing to decide what you want to wear. You don't want to be stopping, removing a helmet to take something off. That's kind of a hassle. You want to wear things that's easy to just get out of there. So with that premise, you may want to consider when it's very cold, instead of the balaclava, wearing something like, let's say this. This is just a neck warmer, okay? And what that does is, it does two things. It sits down here, blocks. You can also bring it up over your ears. And I think that's really cool. You can do that with this. So you can start out like that. And let's say the ride, you start getting hot under the helmet. You just pull that bad boy down and let it just sit on your neck. You know, a lot of times when it's very cold, you kind of want to cover your chin or something like that. But this is really nice, almost like a scarf on the bike. It's one little piece of material. If it gets warm, you can slip that bad boy off easily and stick it in a pocket. So these are the kind of things you want to wear when you think, I might get hot, we might ride too hard. You don't want to be stuck with a balaclava. So you could do a combination. You could have this bad boy on your neck. You could have your good old cycling cap in combination with that bad boy and then your helmet. Because you can always take this guy off easily versus the balaclava. Because while you're riding, it's hard to get that whole balaclava off of you. Okay? So just something to keep in mind. But you want to wear these when the weather's going to stay below 40 degrees for the whole time you're out there, because it's cold. I mean, you know, that's the bottom line. It's just cold. And so even when you're wearing these things, you have to think about, okay, am I wearing too much? Because once you start going hard, the body temperature goes up. And the materials that these are made of nowadays, the fortunate thing is that all the companies are on board to where they're using very breathable materials. This is merino wool. So if it does get water on it, it doesn't stay wet. It's very, very breathable. I wanted to just show one more thing. There's another option that I use because I run very hot. This is a different take on a balaclava. I got this on sale a while back from Rafa. Which I thought was really cool. It's a balaclava, but it does not completely cover your head. You see right there, my dome is exposed. So you can bring this down like this over your face. Right here is exposed. What I like about it is my problem with the other balaclava that I showed you earlier that wraps the entire head. I run hot. So the first thing that happens is I start overheating. So I rarely use a balaclava unless I'm doing a long, steady ride either by myself or with one or two of my friends, to where I'll be able to just take off my helmet and take it off. This is a perfect balaclava that I can use when I'm riding with a group where the tempos might go up, because this is exposed. And so the fact is, if I put this just around my head and put on my helmet, yeah, it might feel a little nippy when I roll out. But guess what? When we start going, it's going to be perfect. I won't even need to get it off my ears. And if I need to, I can do that easily. And then you can also just pull this down. I'm sure that you don't want to do that while you're cycling. You got to be able to see. But look, I pulled it down and it just became a neck warmer. without having to remove, you have to unclip your helmet, of course. You have to unclip that to pull it down. But I didn't have to remove my helmet, and I just pulled it down and became a neck warmer. And I thought, wow, what a clever idea. And this is what I'm talking about. It's obvious that a lot of thought went into this from people who ride bikes. And so I tend to support the companies that are actually thinking about what cyclists need, as opposed to the big ones that just want to pump out products. So this just makes so much sense, and this has gotten so much use from me, versus this Sportful, which is practically brand new, which I may wear once a season because it covers my head completely, and I always get hot, because I run hot. That's just me, So I wanted to cover these things, and I brought the wool hats out and I wore them. The main reason I was bringing the wool hats out, let me take this helmet off and the balaclava here. So this is a balaclava that's also a neck warmer. I mean, it's just clever. One piece that does several things. I like wool hats because in the winter, if you get caught in the rain or whatever, this will protect your head, believe it or not. The wool does not absorb the water to where it's going to stay wet. So the wool dries very easily, and this bad boy is warm and it is soft. I mean, you look at me, it is warm. Okay, and I like the fact that while my helmet is on, I can just flip these guys when I get hot. And it's designed for you to be able to do that. I mean, one of these hats, they even have a place for your glasses, which I thought was like, wow, they had time to think about that. There is a little clip. There is a little clip right here for your glasses, for the handle of your glasses to go in. So when you wear your hat, I mean, is that cool or what? When you wear your hat and you put on your glasses, you can just put the arm in these holes that are on the hat right here. And I was like, whoa, okay, that's a good idea. And I actually tried it with the helmet on, and it worked. I was like, okay, that's nice. So you don't have to try to force your glasses under there to get it around your ears, because sometimes it presses on your head. So once you get this thing like this, and you put that on here, so you put that on top of the wool cap, and it has its little straps right there. So then you have your helmet on. A lot of these I have to back off the retention on my helmet when I put on these hats, because it adds so much bulk, because I have my helmet adjusted to hold my head. My head's like a little dome. So a lot of times you have to at least have one more notch in your helmet adjustability to make sure that you can accommodate this cap. But this cap is designed to be worn under the helmet. I know a lot of the marketing stuff, you'll see the guys wear them without helmet on and all of that, but I don't ride on the roads without helmet. The helmet has saved me a lot of times when I used to compete, so I'm a believer. So I feel naked without helmets. But basically it's designed to be worn with a helmet. Now you need to have a helmet that you didn't cut all your adjustability out of, because you need at least one notch, maybe two, to get this to really fit you with this wool cap on. But this wool cap will keep you warm. I mean, below zero. Below zero, it will keep you warm. It works. And I got that from Rafa as well, like $50 or on sale or something like that. The prices seem to be about 60 to 75% more than their competitors on average. So I wait for the sales. When they get around 50% or more, I pick up some stuff, because a lot of these little things, they move them when they get new lines in, and that's when I get them. But their products are great, regardless of what you may think. They put a lot of thought into it. And some of the things that they put in there, I think, are really neat innovations. But That's what you need to do to cover your head. So with what I've shown you, you should be able to ride in any kind of weather, any kind of temperature if you want to get out there. And believe it or not, your hands, your head, your feet, you get those taken care of because your legs are doing the work. You know, for the legs, you want to cover your knees and so forth. So, but that's another video. Anyway, post your comments and questions below, but this is how you protect your head. So don't let anything stop you from getting out there.